Well, that was more like it. Jeez, we should have had the drone today. Goodness gracious, what a beautiful day. It was +5 when we got here. It's +15 right now. Just the track was great. The horses were good. It was just a very, very good day. Today was an easy day. We had all of the top barn kind of trained together. Danny and Harry and Kevin kind of mixed groups together. I tried to keep a good look out at all the horses today. Now, I did talk, as I always do, to all the trainers after. I didn't catch up with Kevin yet, but I talked to the guys in Kevin's barn. The horses were all good in Kevin's barn. That's weird. The horses were all really good in Kevin's barn, Danny's barn. The only issue was last week, 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, Darling Please, my filly, jumped on her foot and needed staples in her foot. So she's been off for 10 days. They're working with her. She'll heal. I guess she starts back jogging first of the week. Willpower Fashion's been sick the last couple of days here. They just put him on antibiotics. No big deal there. Surreal Love is getting a curb crowd on Monday, so he didn't train today. No big deal there. And we had some horses in the top barn that were going to the vet to get checked just to make sure everything was all right before we start fiddling with them and getting them fixed up. Eternity Road had made a break in his last start. We tinkered with him a little bit. We're going to send him up and get him checked. There doesn't appear to be anything wrong to me, but I want to get him checked out. Keystone Raven had an OCD removed from behind her sesamoid. I literally just took the truck and trailer after the training sets, drove, and picked her up at Ontario Equine, which is up by Woodbine. What else? Jazzy Judy, it looks like she hurt that left knee. They were bothering her. I'm sure she'll have time to heal up. My feeling's quite simple. She's a nice filly, regardless of where she's staked or what she's by. She's just a nice filly overall. So we'll get her patched up, get her knees x-rayed, get her patched up in the foreseeable future. I don't want to give you a timeline because I don't know what's wrong with her knees. It could be an OCD. It could be that she bruised them. It could be colt soreness, or it could be a fracture. I don't know. I don't think it's a fracture. It could be a line. And who else was off today? Holy Chick, as you know, we gave her 10 days. I talked to our clients that have an ownership stake in Holy Chick. She was off a little bit left hind. It's been bothering her. Jeez, it's hot in here. It's been bothering her for a while, and we just decided to get her looked at. Took her up to the clinic. She did an OCD in her hind ankle and hock. They weren't in operable positions, so we injected her hock, and the vet asked for 10 days. Happy to do so. I think there was one more. Argento. We've been working with Argento. Didn't want to put him in a set scene just yet, so we gave him the day off. James trained him after. Better. Still made a little break in that same place, but better. We're working on him. It's not something that I think is going to be fixed overnight, but another horse too, where he was a little sore in his knees in the wintertime, so you can't really drill down hard on him and give him a ton of extra work. You might bother his knees again. So just trying to get him squared away. I was happy with how he looked today. Better. We made a couple of shoeing changes on him this week, and he looks much better today. So let's get to today's list. I'm going to talk. We had 5 sets of varying 6 or 7 from the top barn. Danny went with Harry. Harry went with Kevin. I did miss some horses go. I did not see Where We Was Up go, although I've been told he went really well. Can't Muscle Me, I did see go. Didn't make the top 10 list, but I thought looked really good. Cirrus Blue Chip was really, really good today. He didn't make the top 10 list. I just picked him off the wire. We'll talk about all that stuff. But Cirrus Blue Chip was very, very good today. Johnny McKinnon went with him. Perfect record first day with the hobbles on today. I thought he looked rather well for Danny. That's My Girl looked good. Rito Sunshine looked good. As I said, Where We Was Up, and Tipsy and Dixie just starting to look like a monster. Harry is very cautious with this filly. More cautious than I would be, but at the same time, he really loves Tipsy and Dixie. She's taking a shine to him, and he's taking a shine to her. So apparently they're dating. So Harry and Tipsy are getting along very well. A number of horses, as I said, I did see train today. A number of them I did not. Better's Hope I saw train. I thought he looked great. We're going to get to the top 10 list. I went over all the horses I saw because they were in the top barn going. I went over the ones that I talked to Danny about or that I saw go myself. Some of them are on the top 10 list. Same with Kevin. Jason gave Mama Knows Best the day off, trained her slowly on Wednesday. She's going to come back on Wednesday. My biggest thing to Jason was I want her under control, behaved, and putting on weight. So Jason and Cindy and Al have done a fantastic job with Mama Knows Best. She looks like $1 million. And Sean, they did a great job down there with her. Todd, she looks very, very good. So she'll be back on Wednesday. So we're going to get right to it. Top 10 list from today. These are the horses. Now, I will tell you this much. Because Eternity Road had made a break and hasn't been consistent, and consistency has always been a prerequisite to being on the top 10 overall list, he slid a little bit this week. He slid a little bit. He's not on the top 10 list from today. He didn't train, but you're going to see when we do a list of top 10 overall, he slid. And I think a horse that I've been grooming for a long time. Amy loves this filly. She's been doing a very good job with her. Solidified herself, I think, on the top 10. From what I can see, from what I saw today, the performance she put in was incredible. Not super fast. It wasn't about fast today, but when you go slower on days like this, it really gives us an opportunity to measure the intelligence of the horses. When you go hard with them on Wednesday and then come out 3 days later, 4 days later and try to go a slow mile with them, some of these horses, they get a little keyed up and they get a little wound up. We want to see which ones understand their work, understand the situation they're in on a daily basis. And some horses rose above today. Some horses did well. There wasn't that many did poorly. I can't really think of any that did poorly, but some definitely rose above the others today. So we're going to kick it off with number 10, Sweet Ambitions. This is a filly that doesn't usually make the top 10 list. Now, cheated a little bit today. I was a little angry. Mark Isbell took over the lead at the mile marker and drove away from everybody. She did overpower the field, and that is something I have never seen from Sweet Ambitions, was that she had that overpowering quality. No, I can't say that to date yet, but I saw it today. She looked very good, very strong, drove away and really drove away from the set, literally, but at the same time looked strong finishing up. I was really, really happy with Sweet Ambitions. I talked to Mark after. Mark Isbell works incredibly hard in the barn. He's a really likable guy, but sometimes gets a little anxious with the horses. And as I said to him, next time you clear to the front, especially on a day we're trying to go slow, look over your shoulder, gauge the field, see who's coming. The point isn't to win the set today. The point is to get them a lot of, although 5 sets today, 4 winners. I'm only proud of that because I had such an abysmal day on Wednesday. James looked at me after the set and he goes, I don't think I won a set all day. And I don't know if he did or he didn't. It's easy to find out. But I know I had 1 or 2 or 3 winners out of 13 sets the other day, and they weren't the ones that I thought were going to get it done. So I was really happy today. After the 4th set, I said, how's your day going, James? Because I had won all 4 sets and I got beat in the final set. But it was a good day. It had nothing to do with me, but just a good day for the horses I was going with. So Sweet Ambitions, the filly looked really, really good today. Did her work very well. Very happy with her. She comes in at number 10. Number 9, Tanzanite Tricks. Now, Cirrus Blue Chip and I hit the wire together. Let's give them both a number 9 spot. I said that he was down the bottom of the list, but Cirrus Blue Chip looked great. Johnny did a great job with him today. Moved him over to the front. I want the horses on days like today to be in uncomfortable positions, right? I want them, because if it's uncomfortable now, the more you do it, they'll get comfortable in doing it. And then when you see it in a race situation on race day, getting parked, being in a bad spot, being locked in, these are things I want these horses to be comfortable with, so that when it happens on race day, they're not so uncomfortable around those surroundings, right? So Tanzanite Tricks, I just sat. Johnny put Cirrus Blue Chip on the front end. I sat. Ended up second over. Let her rock coming out of the last turn, and I thought she'd get up. I'm pretty sure she did get up, but Cirrus Blue Chip was really good. Johnny did a great job with him. We'll give them both number 9 spots. Coming in at number 8 was First Glance. I beat him with a horse further up the list today, but First Glance, now this twice, he sat mildly. Now you could see him throwing his head and acting up the other day on the drone video. A little bit similar situation today, but I did make him do his work today a little bit better. And I forgot there's pizza waiting at home for me. I'm at the farm still. He was a little rough around the edges still, first glance, but when Mario put him in gear, he was all business. It's just in between park and fifth gear we got to work on with this guy over the next coming months. But first glance, clearly sharp, clearly sound, look great. A lot of work to be done with him still, but a lot of raw talent to work with there. The gray horse, first glance, comes in at number 8. Number 7, Adrenaline Rush. This horse is really growing on me from a distance. This is a horse we talked about how lazy he was, or he appeared to be lazy, but not sour. He always has his ears up. Kevin loves this horse. I can see why now. Every time I watch him train him, I get a better look at him. He's understanding his job now, and he's getting good at it. And Adrenaline Rush looked really, really good today. Just went in a set of 2 with him and Better's Hope, and both looked really good. But Adrenaline Rush looked fantastic today. Very, very happy with the way he's been going. Kevin's done a great, great job with him. Number 7, Adrenaline Rush. Number 6, GW Chrome. Only come in at number 6 today. I'd said one of our partners with GW Chrome is Peggy Wood and Ken, and they're always asking when the horse is training so they can come out and watch him go. Ken's at the fence every single day, and I'd sent them a message, said 2 things. I personally believe that GW Chrome is the best horse you've ever had with us. Now, that's saying a little bit because they own the Rose Run Speedster in year 1, and I was not a huge Rose Run Speedster fan other than the fact that he was talented, had won gold events, and done his work well. But when push come to shove and you really get into the deep water with him, he'd cower a little bit. And he ended up being a good horse for us, but I think GW Chrome has all the ability, all the talent to become a better horse. And I was really, really impressed with, really impressed with GW Chrome today. You're good?
I'm good.
Okay. So GW Chrome, I had told them last night in an email, I said, GW Chrome's figured it out. He's fast. You can win on the front end sets with him. You can come from dead last and flying on the end of it. You can come first over. He knows what it is, what his job is supposed to do. He understands his job description very well. Right now, all we got to do is keep him sound, keep him confident, and keep him moving forward. I don't want any tough trips into GW Chrome for a while. He's done a lot of work over the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. So as I said to Peggy and Ken, GW Chrome, I just want him to move once, sit, and finish up well for the next little while. And that's exactly what Steve went with him today. Anybody can go with this guy. Steve did a good job with him today, did exactly what I asked him to do. Sat, let him finish up strong. We were all finishing up strong in that set. And I think GW Chrome ended up 3rd, maybe 2nd or 3rd or 4th. But he was right there beside me and looked really, really good. So we're going to put him at number 6, although he continues to climb the list in the overall list. This, I believe, if this trend continues with GW Chrome, he'll be one of our better horses all summer. Just a real asset to us and a really nice horse. Going to be a lot of fun to race this horse all summer in Ohio. Number 5, another horse climbing the list quickly. The only reason I put him ahead of GW Chrome is because I went with him Wednesday and thought he was real good in with 2 pacers. He was more behaved today, very strong today, and put in a position where he could be a little compromised. Actually showed a glimmer of brain power, which is something that hasn't been his strong suit for quite a while. I'm talking about the little troll Fox Valley Britska, getting sounder, getting stronger, but not getting more rude. That's dissipating. That attitude problem is slowly dissipating, but I saw a horse that was much more in tune to understand what he was supposed to do today. The way the set went, James was sitting at the back with Set the Mood, and he was being really ornery and rude today. James just wheeled him out in the middle of the track and let him sail. He circled the field down the backstretch. I caught up to him first over with the horse I was first over with the whole way, who we'll talk about in a minute. Steve was now down along the rail 2nd. I cleared to the lead. He came out and chased me down the lane and Set the Mood. We were right there, all 3 of us together. Fox Valley Britska showed a lot of improvement. I shouldn't say a lot of improvement. Gradual improvement for quite a while. So I was very happy with Fox Valley Britska today. Number 4, Frilly Fringes. Not usually awesome on the front end and has been flat. I've talked to you guys about this last week, 2 weeks ago. I thought she was flat. Last week, so. I put her on the front today and nobody really wanted to come, so I just let her saunter along. First lap. Second lap, she started to pick up the bit. Third lap, she heard them coming in the last turn, and first glance rolled right up on top of me. Second on the outside, I put her in gear and she was gone. Wrapped up, trotting very, very hard down the lane, wrapped up going into the turn after the wire. I let Mario cross down with first glance There's somebody else flying in there also. Oh, GW Chrome. I let Mario cross over first glance. GW Chrome was coming. I just let Frilly Fringes saunter down the backstretch. This filly, another horse that has really, really figured it all out, and really just going to put the work into her from here on in. Very impressive mile today from Frilly Fringes. Another horse, every time I go with this horse, I love him. Every time everybody else goes and they say, he's okay. Desperado, I moved him about 5 times today, just because everybody kept saying, you can't move him multiple times, he's a little soft. I put him on the front, I let one go, I removed. 2 came, they went to the front, I removed again. We got to the head of the lane. James had made a little break. I was letting him go, made a little break with Welland down. You guys know what she's like. Going slow, she gets bored and a little goofy. She made a little break. And I come back onto the lead. We got to the head of the lane. Eglariam and I stared at each other down at the head of the lane, and we were airborne from the head of the lane to the wire into the turn. Eglariam was awesome also. I let Johnny go after the wire, and she crossed down, never put a step in, and Desperado was awesome. I'm putting him at number 3 because I told James after, I'm not going to go on here or talk out loud and say he's a sire stakes horse in Ohio, because nobody knows. They've been going 51, 52 the last few years. Who knows what they're going to do? But I can tell you one thing. He will be a stake horse of some sort. Sire Stakes or Buckeye, I have no idea. But Desperado's another horse, much like GW Chrome, is going to be a lot of fun to race this year. Moved him multiple times. Just a really, really nice horse, and finished up strong in the face. Desperado was very, very good today. Number 2 was Beef and Cheddar, and I had to put him at number 2, although he went in a very small set, 1 or 2 or 3 horses. He just looked good again. Danny's, we went easy with him for 2 weeks. He looked absolutely incredible on Wednesday and looked very good again. And I can't say that he was better than any of the other horses, but he deserves to be at number 2 because the horse has been good forever. I keep saying my flip-flop back and forth. I think Blue Monk might be a better Ontario bred. No, maybe Beef and Cheddar. And it seems like every time I see one of them go, it changes. But 2 very nice colts, different in their own right, but 2 very, very nice colts. Beef and Cheddar look great again today. Danny's done a great job with him. But I don't care what you say. Nobody is dethroning the queen today, and that is Won My Heart Hanover. So I thought to myself, sure, I went out last week. They went a fast mile. I sat at the back, and she went a big last half. For those of you paying attention, that was they went faster than they were supposed to go, and her last half was probably the fastest of the day. But she was third, no big deal. So I went and I said to myself, I don't want to put her on the front end. We covered her up. We put earplugs and earplugs and a hood on her. Put a line pole on the inside for the first time because she was running in the other day, as Bob Collette had noticed in her training set. She was running in the other day. So I said, I want to put her in a position she's not comfortable with. So we're going 3 laps, 1.5 miles. Just after the start, past the 8th pole, I move her to the outside. And I sit out there. I just let her saunter up, 5th on the outside, 4th. We're by the first lap. 3rd on the outside. We're going into the mile marker. 2nd on the outside. I'm just sitting. All of a sudden, James comes 100 with Set the Mood. I told you that he was a little ornery today. James clears everybody. She didn't get worked up. There's a horse that just sees a horse. She got an open bridle on. She saw him coming. You can see her grab the bit a little bit. And I just kind of sit the bit in her mouth, and I let James cross down. Didn't even start her up. Now James has got us by 3 lengths going into the last turn, but Set the Mood gets in a little bit, gets out of gear a little bit, so I let her start up. Middle of the turn, I let her start rolling. Fox Valley Britska's beside me. Steve wheels out onto my back just as I blow right by Set the Mood coming into the stretch. She's all business halfway down the lane. Fox Valley Britska's coming, and Set the Mood is coming back on. 3 of us there, but Won My Heart Hanover cleared to the lead by maybe 1.5 lengths or a length. I believe Fox Valley Britska got up for 2nd, a big mile from him, and Set the Mood was 3rd, a big move from him. All 3 of those horses were good. Won My Heart Hanover sat on the outside of the field with absolutely 0 stress and just kind of wandered alongside, and and even when James blew by her, didn't get out of sorts, didn't get wound up, just sat there and waited. And the second I called on her, it was immediately foot right to the floor. I made up the 3 lengths and inhaled Set the Mood. It seemed like in the blink of an eye, cleared to the lead and opened up 1.5 lengths. Fox Valley Britska came to me, Set the Mood came back on, but Won My Heart Hanover, I will let the cat out of the bag. The best horse on the property this week, for sure. after looking at Wednesday and then taking everything in that took place today. Won My Heart Hanover. Now keep in mind, the Wednesday training trip was the first one for her in 2 weeks for the most part. I trained her without hobbles last Saturday a little bit, goofing off and playing around with her. But today, all business. That was an impressive thing to watch. You know, this is a filly that you've seen me move her and she just sprint from 6th to 1st or out of the 3-hole to lead. You can stop her on a dime and then you can leave her on the front. You can do anything with this filly. Anything you want. She does run in. Her knees probably bother her a little bit. It seems to be a Sebastian K thing. Johann's knees bothered him. Sebastian Yu's knees bothered him. These are things that do bother the breed, I believe, but they're immature horses too. These are babies. Yes, she will run in a little bit. She does get on the line a little bit, but man, oh man, the mile and a half she went today wasn't fast. You know, we went our last mile in 2:29, 2:30, 2:30 something. But the way she did it, so methodical and so intelligent and so impressive and strong to be out for a mile and a half. Everybody else was in. To be out for a mile and a half, you know, be jostled when a horse blew by her down the backstretch, but have enough mental fortitude just to almost ask, now. And the second I just called on her and gave her a little line, I just turned my whip around. It wasn't even up. I just gave her a little line and it was time to go and she was gone. You can't, she's so smart, so intelligent, and it would be impossible not to make her number one today. Certainly impossible not to make her number one overall. Just an incredibly beautiful filly to drive and be around. Yeah, she's got a little quirk sometimes. She's got that Sebastian K way about her, but not like the other ones. This filly is just all brain power and extremely intelligent. So, barring any physical injuries between now and the summertime, I think as we start to see some jostling in that overall list, I think you're going to see this filly stay atop that list for quite a while. I put her in a spot to get beat today. I put her in a spot to get tired today. I put her in a spot to give up today, and there's no giving up to this filly. She's all business all the time, and just a huge mile. A huge mile from her, a mile and a half from her today. Nothing to do with speed, just the way she went about her work today. I shouldn't be shocked, because I've said this over and over again, how intelligent she is, how smart she is, and how durable she is. She just keeps proving it. When she does things like she did today, it's uplifting. It's uplifting. And I don't know if she's going to be a world champion or a maiden filly or a conditioned filly or a stake filly. I have no idea. I can tell you one thing. She will be the very best she can be, just because she has the right work ethic, the right attitude. And that was on display today. So, as I said, I think no one's on the roads. I'll read them to you. Number 10, Sweet Ambitions did well today. Great job. Tanzanite Tricks was getting better. As I said to you, I really just thought there was too much work done for 3 weeks, and it maybe played a little bit of havoc with her back and secondary pressure points that she might have. She was so much better today. And give credit where credit is due. Wayne did a good job with her. So Tanzanite Tricks was really, really good. Number 8, First Glance. We're dealing with still a very raw structure when it comes to this guy, but little by little we're getting through to him. Mario's done a great job with him the last 2 weeks, and he looked good again today. Number 7, Adrenaline Rush. You just keep an eye on this horse, all right? I could be wrong. I don't know what he'll be, but he just catches my eye lately, and it has nothing to do with speed or anything, just the way he goes about his work. He just seems to be getting it now. And that lazy horse that we spoke about, just I can't believe how lazy he was and how he's turned it into such an impressive looking work of art, I guess. Just the overall portrait of Adrenaline Rush has been impressive lately. He's in at number 7 easily. Number 6, GW Chrome. I can't speak enough about this horse. I really think we're going to have a lot of fun with this guy all summer. Just love watching him do his work, because again, like Won My Heart Hanover, he's figured it out, right? And you see it now. You'll see it in some of these horses. They just get it, right? They know it now. And GW Chrome is one of them. He was number 6. Number 5 was Fox Valley Britska. Still a little stubborn, still a little ignorant, still a little stupid. but getting better every single week and a lot to offer moving forward. I don't know what he'll be like. He's got Indiana ahead of him for the summer, hopefully. I don't know how much speed he'll have overall. He really appears to have a ton to offer, a lot of speed, and he never seems to get tired. So those are two very good qualities to talk about right off the bat. But Fox Valley Britska is a horse that probably could have a pretty good summer in front of him. Number 4, Frilly Fringes bounced around the top threshold for quite a while, and then kind of lost her way for a few weeks. And Amy just went easy with her and did the right thing. A couple of weeks of easy workouts can go a long way, and Frilly Fringes was awesome today. Pretty good on Wednesday, so last week, but very, very, very good today. Number 3 is a horse I continue to talk about every time I go with him. I love what this horse does, how he does it, and the work ethic he puts out. People talk about the Wellseds, and James, I think, has a way of talking about them. He doesn't like the Wellseds, he thinks poorly of them and their attitude, but Wellandown acts up, and he likes Wellandown. This horse doesn't act up at all and is a beast, and I don't care what anybody says. No one can say until he sees a starting gate, but at the end of the day, he will do all he can, and I'm certain of that. I love Desperado. I thought he was fantastic again today, and I think he's going to have a pretty bright future for us. Number 2, Beef and Cheddar. I don't have to talk much about Beef and Cheddar. He's always been amongst the tops. He's just starting to look really, really good now, and I was really impressed with what I saw from him today. And number 1 belongs on the top simply because I don't think you can make an argument for any horse on the property, especially today, for any horse on the property to be ahead of Won My Heart Hanover. She isn't the flashiest. I can't say that in a straight out race right now, a sprint, a race, whatever, right now, that she would beat everybody. But I can't say that she wouldn't. And she could. She very likely could, but she's so smart. She's just got it all figured out. And I think when we get up to racing speed, that will be the only test that she has not passed. If she doesn't, that will be the only test she hasn't passed with an A+ flying colors so far, has been that one, because nobody's there yet. So that will be the ultimate separator for everybody, will be that starting gate and that first, second, third race and on to the racing career after that. But when I look at everything she's done and how effortlessly she appears to do it, I just don't think you can make it. I'm accepting all arguments if you want, but Won My Heart Hanover just absolutely blew me away again today. So that's your top 10 list from today. I'll make you guys a top 10 list overall. I can tell you right now, I'll give you a spoiler alert, Won My Heart Hanover will be on the top of that list also. So that's it for almost it for my drive home, but definitely it for our top 10 list from today, Saturday. A little bit of an easy day. The top barn all went together. About, I'm going to say 35 or 40 horses went together from the top barn. Some of them trained beforehand because they wanted to go an easy day with them. Some of them did not train at all. And then Jason and Kevin and Harry and Danny kind of had mixed sets throughout the day. I got a pretty good look at all of them. As I said, I didn't see some horses like Warwee was up. I didn't see him today. He was out. I know he was out working, but I just didn't get a chance to see him today. So if you didn't hear your horses list and they aren't from the top barn, there's a very good chance that I just simply did not see the horse train today. But by all accounts from all the other trainers, everybody did their work very well also. So finally, a beautiful day here. Beautiful 15 plus 15 and sunny today. We needed this. We definitely needed this weather. I'm going to go home and eat some pizza and relax. Try to get some more videos done, I guess, for you guys on Monday. So that's it. Top 10 list for today, Saturday, April the 25th, I believe, or 6th, 2020.